Please welcome Lisa Wood, Executive Director of the Institute for Electric Innovation.
Hi, everybody. I know there's folks still trickling in, so please take a seat when you come in. Good afternoon. I gotta put my water down. It's a huge water bottle, but it's glass, not plastic. Welcome to Powering the People, Advancing Electric Transportation. It's great to see everyone here today, and it's fantastic to just have a group like this focusing on moving this electric transportation market forward. So you should all have a program here, which has the agenda as well as bios for all the speakers. So we will not be going through bios today as we go through the panels. We'll just dive right into the discussion. So as you can see from the agenda, Senator Debbie Stabenow from Michigan will be giving her keynote today at 3 o'clock. That'll happen right after the break. She is a longtime champion of policies that support advanced vehicles as well as the electric vehicle tax credit. So we are very delighted that Senator Stabenow could be here today to provide remarks. And again, that'll happen at 3 o'clock, right after the break. I think you will agree that it's a really exciting time for electric transportation. A year ago, we had a similar event where we announced 1 million EVs on the road, and now we have about 1.3 million EVs on the road. So that's a huge step forward for us. So in terms of passenger vehicles, we do have about 270 million passenger vehicles on the road in the US. So 1.3 million is a pretty small number, only less than 1%, actually less than 0.5%. But the growth is exponential. So over the next 5 to 10 years, we do expect to see a large number of electric vehicles coming onto US roads. But today we're here to talk about more than just passenger vehicles. Electric transportation also means converting trucks to electric and converting buses to electric, as well as other modes of transportation. In terms of market share, buses and light-duty vehicles are actually predicted to convert to electric much faster than passenger vehicles. So today's event will cover all three. We'll be talking about passenger vehicles as well as buses and electric trucks. So our first panel today will focus on the benefits of electric transportation, benefits to the environment, to the consumer, and to national security. The environment benefits from carbon emissions reductions, as well as improvements in local air quality. This is especially important in urban areas that have air quality issues. Consumers benefit because it's much cheaper to fuel an EV, and the maintenance costs are very, very low. And our national security benefits because vehicles powered by electricity rely on domestic sources. So I'm not telling this group anything you don't know, but I always like to point it out. We have a lot of benefits from EVs. So the electric power sector has reduced its carbon dioxide emissions 27% below 2005 as of the end of last year. In contrast, carbon emissions for transportation have been relatively flat since 2005. So by 2030, we expect carbon emissions from electricity generation to be about 50% below 2005 levels. So that's 50% below 2005 levels, which we're very proud of moving towards that goal. As electric power generation gets cleaner, electric transportation makes even more sense. So again, not telling you something you don't know, but I think it's a very exciting time for electric transportation. So you'll hear more about that and how electric transportation is a win-win in the first panel today. Second panel is going to focus on the electric truck market. In part, this is growing because corporations are looking to electrify their fleets as the next step in meeting their own sustainability goals and reducing their carbon footprints. Less than a week ago, I'm sure most of you heard that Amazon announced an order for 100,000 electric delivery trucks. This is the largest electric truck order ever placed. So this alone is quite a significant announcement. Charging a fleet of trucks is a lot different than charging a passenger vehicle. Transitioning a corporate fleet to electric will require a lot of planning and collaboration among the corporations, the electric companies, the truck manufacturers, charging companies, and others. The time to start that collaboration is now. EEI member companies are already working with corporate customers in planning for fleet electrification, and the second panel will focus on electrifying trucks and fleets. Finally, electric buses. I mentioned earlier, electric buses are a fast-growing market segment. In fact, they are the fastest-growing market segment in electric transportation. So by 2030, we expect more than half of all transit buses in the US to be electric. Personally, I think that's astounding that in 11 years, we will have half of all transit buses will be electric. In the last session today, you'll hear from two you'll hear what two large East Coast cities, Philadelphia and New York City, are doing to electrify their bus fleets. As part of the program today, the supporting organizations for today's event will provide brief perspectives on why electric transportation matters to them. These organizations are identified in your program and also back here on these louvers, and we thank them for providing support today for this event. Before we start the organization, I have a few quick thank yous. First, I want to thank all of our speakers for taking the time to be here and to share their perspectives with us. We appreciate it very much. Thank you to our supporting organizations, the Alliance for Transportation Electrification, the American Public Transportation Association, the Auto Alliance, the Edison Electric Institute, the Electric Drive Transportation Association, the Electrification Coalition, EPRI, Global Automakers, Plug-in America, the National Resources Defense Council, Securing America's Energy Future, and the Sierra Club. These organizations partner with us and with EEI in supporting electric transportation at the federal level, at the state level, and at the local level. We really appreciate you being here today. And thank you in advance to Senator Stabenow for providing keynote remarks today. She's a great champion for electric transportation. Thank you to the Institute for Electric Innovation and EEI teams that put the event together today. We could not do this event without the help of a large number of people from IEI and from EEI. And lastly, we are delighted to be here again in the Knight Studio at the Newseum. So thank you to the Newseum team. This is a fantastic event space. As many of you know, the Newseum is moving out of this building later this year. If you haven't seen the Newseum yet, this is your opportunity. This will be our last event in the Knight Studio, and we will really miss this place. So we have an exciting program for you today, focusing on different aspects of electric transportation. We will be video recording the event, and we'll make that recording available on our website after the event. With that, let's get started with the program.